What's up, guys? Welcome back from the MLG offices here in New York City. You're currently watching a best-of-5 finals in the Neo Star League 2013 tournament. The best in China coming together. It's Toodming versus Jim. They're tied 1-1 going into Game 3 on Korhal Sky Island.
You know, this is going to be a great series. Last game, Toodming's positioning and the way he handled the engagements was really, really impressive.
These guys are good.
But on the other hand, Jim has got to be thinking, well, it was Star Station. Out of all the maps in the pool, that might be the worst one for PvZ.
Sure.
So Jim's probably not. I mean, he's worried, but he's taking that one in stride. Now, going forward on Korhal Skyline, they did get the relatively normal spawns, which I think Jim prefers that. These crazy spawns are very hard to pressure Zergon, and it's kind of tricky to take a third base. Mutas are really, really annoying if you have a natural right here, right? Yep. And it's hard to kind of it's a little bit tricky, I think, with mobility. But we saw Jim got the normal he got the normal spawns against Courage, and he just played a very super solid standard game. Amazing defense at his natural, and he just took a third here. The third is a little bit further away, right, from your natural, but it's mostly as long as you keep track of the Zerg army, it's just chokes, right? This ramp obviously is pretty easy to defend. This choke isn't too bad either, and then you've got this ramp here. So it's a series of chokes that a Protoss like Jim can really exploit using his amazing force fields.
Is he going to go for that? Let's see. Oh, he's just going straight up Nexus?
Yep.
Okay.
Straight up Nexus,
Straight
like a boss.
Nexus. That's fine.
That's how bosses do it.
Investing a lot into that economy early on in this game. I feel like it's 1-1 right now. So maybe they're both like, okay, we felt each other out. We realized that we're pretty good at this game. So let's get to that mid game.
You know, one thing I really love about Toodming is he goes hatchery first. I've always been a big fan of Zerg going hatchery first against Protoss. I think it's in my opinion, I like it better. Now most Zergs go pool first because they're afraid of cannon rushes.
Yep.
Or they're afraid of a probe blocking their hatchery. But you know, Toodming has the confidence to use Overlord to spot probes coming, and he can adjust his build upon that, which is what he did in Game 1, actually. He saw a probe coming, so he got the spawning pool first. And then also, we saw last game, in fact, this game he's going, as soon as he saw that it was a Nexus, as soon as he saw that there was Nexus first, basically, he went 3 hatch for pool, which is great. But my point is he has the confidence to deal with Cannon Rush. We saw it last game. He got Cannon Rush. It was as successful as a Cannon Rush can possibly be. Well, it could be more successful as Zerg tries to defend and fails, right? They just throw a bunch of. But I meant it couldn't, like from a Protoss's mind, you can never guarantee a more successful cannon rush than that. Everything went perfectly, barring a Zerg mistake, right? He got the hatchery down. He canceled all the buildings except for the one pylon and one cannon, so he got almost all his money back. Was very efficient. But Toodming, it's clear that he's practiced cannon rushes before. He didn't even sweat at all. He's like, no, just get more hatcheries. Yep. No problem. And I just love that mindset from a Zerg player. Like, I'm not going to be afraid of something. I'm going to learn to deal with it.
It's good stuff. I mean, so I'm trying to piece together that immortal push from Jim.
Yes.
Was the main thing that made it not work was just the sheer positioning of Toodming. Remember that first attack and he came in from the right-hand side? Because
I mean, the units were actually, even though it opened with a cannon rush,
yeah, it
was like 100 supply versus 140. They were both about 1 minute later in the game than normally would have taken place because they were both slowed down. But that's about what you would often see in a Immortal push. So it wasn't like one player was ahead or behind by a significant margin before that happened. It was, the flank was awesome, and you could say for the first time ever in his life, Jim didn't have perfect force fields. And it was because he was caught off guard by the flank. So his force fields to cut off the flank were about maybe half a second late, and they closed the distance and killed the sentries really fast. Yeah.
Not mess that up.
And that's really what it came down to. And the more Zerg flanks, the more force fields have to be burned, and the much harder it is for Protoss to force field. Within half a second, they got a force field both sides, right? And Jim just was like a millisecond late on the force fielding one of those angles, and the Roaches got in close. And then even though he had some great War Prison micro to try to salvage it, but once you lose those first wave of sentries, it's hard because if Zerg can just constantly reinforce, they can pull drones to help against Immortals, things like that.
All right, starting out this game, we see a Stargate finishing up for Jim. Probably going to get some Phoenixes.
It looks like the play he liked the most against Courage is get a couple Phoenixes out there, kill Overlords, kill drones, then progress to a third base and Colossi Vortex composition. What is this creature doing? It's like a robot. It's hard to...
Oh, over there on the left.
Yeah.
He's fixing a sign, I think.
Is there one on the right, too?
It's a billboard of some sort, I believe.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe it's down here.
It's a mega mule.
No?
Mega mule.
They only fix him over here. Cool. All right, so the first Phoenix is out, killing the Overlord. And, of course, he's not going to immediately build spores, but when he thinks, okay, there's probably could potentially be 3 or 4 Phoenix in my base right now, he's going to build spore cores so to finish up in time to defend the Queens. But he doesn't have to do that immediately, so might as well let the drones mine for a bit. Fairly soon, though, we'll probably see those spore crawlers being built. Meanwhile, Jim behind us, there goes the Robo. Additional gateways. Very just, progressing up his 2 base tech. Double Evos coming in from the Zerg player, and here's the Spores. The Spores are so well timed because look at the Phoenix count. Just now it's 3, and the 4th one is just coming out now. When there could be 3 Phoenixes on your side of the map, is when you want the Spores to be just about finishing. 3 Phoenixes can't kill a Queen in 1 lift, but they can do it in 2 lifts, and that's cost efficient enough that they'll go for it if they can. But if you have the Spores, nearing completion right by the Queens, they'll be totally safe. Of course, you can still pick off a drone or 2, but replacing a drone is much easier than replacing a Queen and missing the inject or missing the creep spread. That's a much bigger hit than just losing 1 or 2 drones.
Phoenix is looking around for any stray units. Not going to pick up the Lings, not going to be worth it, but
he's getting
looking for drones and Queens.
Roach speed, but he's also getting the melee attack. So maybe thinking that mainly Roaches in the mid game, but clearly with a different progression in mind for the later stages of the game.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zergling's checking on a potential third base. Third base is going to be established. That Zergling
16 Roaches
chased away. Yeah. I think he's definitely looking to put some light pressure on a third base, or maybe he's worried there might have been a fake third base, and there's an attack behind it. Oh! Wow. They get in the main. They see the Robo. What else do they see? They see 3 gates. They only see 3 gates. Can they get around and see more? Because they can see there's only he actually, right now, I think he just spotted a third, so he knows it's probably not a fake. This is nice moves by Toodming, actually, getting some damage done. And look at that. I love Infestation Pit. When he realizes it's not 2-base timing, it's not a fake third. There's only 3 gates here. He's already got a Robo and a Stargate. There's too much tech progression to be a 2-base timing. He's going straight to Infestation Pit because, yes, he wants to put on some pressure, but Jim's force fields are good enough. Jim will probably be fine against this. It's about the late game.
Yep.
Ooh, nice force fields, actually.
And now, this might have been his plan from the beginning because he started that melee, and I feel like that's for the Ultras.
Yep.
That'll come behind that Infestation Pit.
Oh, look at those force fields.
Yeah, keeping him away. Stay away, Roaches.
And
he's not ready for you yet.
Couple of speedings swing by there, takes him out. He doesn't have a photon overcharge ready. And Jim has to take this attack seriously, right? There's enough Roaches. He has to kind of be careful of his control.
Uh-oh.
Here they come in. Another great set of force fields. Wow. Jim is incredible, man.
Okay, but is it enough? I mean, the sets are very low on energy. Zealot's trying to hold
coming
strong.
in.
Phoenix is needing to pick up more steps, so they're trying to do. We have a Void Ray and a Colossus on the way, but all these sentries are going to be falling, and Toodming, he is going to be super happy with how this is going, making a lot of links, sending them across the map, but finally the Colossus coming out here for Jim, and is that going to be enough to hold this off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Toodming was, I don't think he ever thought he would actually get a Nexus kill or something. Now, not with this many Phoenixes here picking off the units and the photon overcharge, but what he did was amazing here. He killed all the sentries, he killed a lot of the units, and he lost some speedings. Those are easy to replace. And the Roaches, he doesn't want progressing on for it. He wants to just, he wanted to trade units right now, right? Because it's going to be another couple minutes before his Ultras can be on the field, right? And a couple minutes with no unit trading, Jim could get a really big push going, but as it is right now, actually, you might even get this Nexus.
Oh my god, so many Lings here, and this might be one of those rare situations where you see Zerglings take out a Colossus. Force Field's trying to be deployed.
Oh, the Nexus goes
falls.
Down. The Colossus falls.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Jim did not
17 drones. No, he did not. He just thought, hey, it's just speedings, no sweat. Well, hey, speedings are scary, man.
And trying to go for Colossi and Void Rays at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly what beats that.
Oh, another Colossus
just
falls.
massing those lower tech units and hit before your opponent gets a concentrated amount of Colossi and Void Rays. And Toodming, I mean, he had so much stuff he was planning that he didn't even have to do. It's like, it's like in Hearthstone when you're so far ahead, and then you have so many cards.
You've got like 3 mind controls in your hand.
And your opponent like concede, and you're like, dude, you didn't even see what I had in store for you, man.
Wow.
Just like that.
Really impressive play by Toodming there. I mean, yeah, like I said, he had Adrenal Glands into way. He had Spire on the way. He could have easily thrown a Vulture's Cavern. He just built 17 drones during that push. He was up like to 80. He was above 80 drones, in fact, I think, at Ender. So he had everything, man. Wow.
It was very good.
I'm worried for
He's
Jim,
up
man.
against Jim. Like, Jim has to win 2 in a row now.
Yeah, this is match point for Toodming.
Yeah. So, guys, you're watching Neo Star League, the finals, a best of 5 between Jim and Toodming. Who is the best in China? We're going to find out. Game 4 coming up. Toodming currently up 2-1.